Alright, I'm going to do this little intro here on a road trip I took to Buffalo, New York. It was kind of a fun trip. Went with some friends from the Cleveland area. One lives on the west side of Cleveland, the other one lives on the east side. And had a pretty good time. We went to the Zippo Museum, which was in Pennsylvania, and I'll make a separate video of that trip. Went to the Frank Lloyd Wright Martin House in Buffalo, which was pretty interesting, and the Frank Lloyd Wright's Grey Cliff Estate, which was the summer cottage for the Martins, and the albright-knox art gallery, which had some pretty interesting videos that I might put at the end of some of my videos for a while. I'm just going to make a short video here with just some clips from all the other stuff. Went to Niagara Falls, which is obviously in Buffalo, New York. I've been to the Canadian side before, and the US side seemed kind of not as nice as the Canadian side, but the US side, they've put a lot of work into it, and it was quite nice. Went to the Richardson Olmsted campus, which is a former insane asylum, and there's some areas where you have to wear hard hats because we went through the unrenovated parts and there's holes in the floor, and it's in pretty bad shape. And also went to the Pierce Arrow Museum. Pierce Arrow was a car built in Buffalo, New York, and it was an interesting, and there was a Frank Lloyd Wright service station prototype in there. And we'll make a separate video again of the Pierce Arrow Museum. I went to the Buffalo Botanical Gardens, and also went on a garden walk in Buffalo, which is supposedly the biggest garden walk in the nation, and checked out some gardens there. So these are just going to be some clips of some of those, and then like I say, I'll make a separate video on the Zippo Museum and the Pierce Arrow Museum. And one more thing to add to this, also took a boat tour of the Niagara River up in Buffalo, which was quite interesting. And any of you from the Detroit area probably remember the Boblo boats. Well, there's one of the Boblo boats is there, and I got video of it going by it on the boat tour, and they're going to restore it and use it for dinner cruises in New York City, I guess. And the hull has been done, but they got to work on the rest of it. I don't know if they're repowering it or not. I've been on the Boblo boats, and they were powered with triple expansion reciprocating steam engines. I think the boilers were probably oil fired. I don't think they were coal, because they didn't blow a lot of smoke out of the stacks. But the deck was open to where you could stand on the deck and look over the railing and actually see the engine functioning, which was pretty interesting. So hopefully they don't ruin the boat and repower it with some modern engine. It'd be kind of neat if they kept that triple expansion steam engine in there. The other Boblo boat currently runs onto the Detroit River for dinner cruises, and I believe it still uses the triple expansion steam engine. The Boblo boats were built in 1901. The guy on the tour boat was talking about the Boblo boat as I was videoing it. I don't know if the sound will play through. It was pretty loud on the boat deck, but it was windy, and whether you can hear it or not, I'll try and increase the volume on it if I can. But it was pretty interesting too. Okay, it's a Richardson Olmsted campus. It's a mental institution. They don't allow video inside, so we will only see this little bit. It's a big, big facility. There's holes in the floors. So we're going on a 2-hour tour of it, and hopefully we don't fall through any of the floors. Yeah, that's crazy. Fenced-in porches. I guess so nobody would jump off and commit suicide. Totally amazing brickwork on this place. This part's been converted into a hotel. Botanical Gardens in Buffalo, New York. It's a big place, so we're just gonna go through the greenhouse quick because we're pressed for time. They think I have vittles. They're coming from everywhere. Well, here you go, Dad. Beehive. My dad was a beekeeper for years. These are banana trees. I grew a few in my backyard when I lived in Savannah, Georgia. They actually produce bananas too. Succulents. This is a huge facility, by the way. Great big. I don't think we're going to see it all. We're here pretty late. They close soon. Spend too much time at the Asylum Museum. Alright, I have one of these in the backyard in a flower pot, and now I know what it is. I did not know what that was. Now I do. How cool. That thing's huge. Have one of these in the kitchen window. You get the name of it. Tricolor. I can't pronounce that. Looks like Spanish moss. I hate that stuff. We had it in Savannah all the time, falling in the yard. Carries chiggers, so you'd always get bit by stuff in it. I don't even want to touch the stuff. I have tons of voodoo lilies in the backyard. I think there's some videos of them in my previous videos. We got one sickly Japanese mapler, but the rest look pretty nice, and this is what we just went through. A dawn redwood. It's in the cypress family, and it's like from China. And I guess this tree was planted in 1948.
It actually is the longest running passenger steamship in U.S. maritime history. It ran for 89 years, and it serviced until 1991, and then that's when Boblo Island goes out of business. So, and then Boblo Island goes out of business because it just can't compete with the Six Flags and the Darien Lakes and all the big Cedar Points, all the bigger amusement parks. So they take the Columbia out of the water, wrap her up in plastic, and sit her on the Detroit shoreline. So when they and wrap her up in plastic probably didn't do her any favors. So in 2003, there's a gentleman named Richard Anderson who wants to start an excursion boat business. So he hears about the Columbia, so he starts the Columbia Restoration Project, and he starts to raise money. He gets money and he takes the Columbia to Toledo and reworks the hull, and that's why that hull looks so nice and white. Then he brings it here to Buffalo, and they're redoing all the steel work. They're replacing steel plates, the poles, the I-beams, and then when it gets done with that, it's going to go out the Welland Canal, out the St. Lawrence Seaway, and it's going to go to Kingston, New York, and it's going to get completely painted and the woodwork redone, and then the timeline is 2024. They want to have it doing day trips out of New York City up and down the Hudson.
The Boblo boat from Detroit.
2024.
You want to rent a bar?
I want to rent one of those.
Floating on bar? Floating bar. Hit the like button if you enjoyed my video. If you enjoy my channel, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.